Hey guys, welcome back to Toy Garage. In this episode, I will show you an update of my Gunpla custom build project for the high-grade Hazel Gundam. This is the first batch of printout of the project, which include the parts for the lower leg and the foot. Those in deep gray color are the custom parts. They are not finalized, and I think a lot of further adjustment is required. Because the customization of the legs are the major part of the project, and therefore the current outlook of the model should be pretty close to the final result. As mentioned in the previous video, this epic drawing is the major reference for this project, and one of the characteristics of this drawing, while compared to the high-grade model, is the overall style is super slimmed, especially the width of the knee, and therefore narrowing the knee is a must. And in the same time, I do think the quality of this iconic part, let me call it the knee armor, is very good, and I will keep using them. Based on this criteria, I do the design work, and let's check it out in the digital platform. This is the knee armor. Although the model is not detailed, but the dimension of key measurement are the same of the physical part, except that the width measuring from this position for the digital model is 8 mm, while for the stock part, it is 11 mm. That means I'm going to narrow the width of the knee by 3 mm. Since the knee is narrowed, I need to create a thinner version of this part. I have split the part into two pieces. The upper part, which acts as a spacer between the knee armors, and the lower part is the lower leg. These are the printout for the lower leg. In order to narrow the knee, I need to remove material from the middle of the knee armors, including the front connection stand, the knee joint stand, and remove some material to make room for the joint part. The cutting is not necessary to be perfectly done because they are not visible. This is the lower part of the lower leg. It is almost half the width of the stock part. It looks crazy thin while comparing to the stock parts, but after installing them, I feel they are looking good. Now let's check the foot. In the beginning of this video, the foot pinout that I show you is the high heel version for Hazel Advance. Actually, the high heel version and the normal version share the same parts for the foot pump. For the high heel foot, there is one special feature that I want to tell. There is a common problem with such design. Take this high-grade Hazel Advance as an example. Although I have customized it and add an extra ankle joint here, the white part, which will let the foot move sideways. First, imagine this joint does not exist and therefore this part cannot move sideways. Now, I want to let the robot to stand with the legs spreading a little bit wider. And in order to let the feet sticking on the ground, I need to move the original ankle joint in this way. It looks weird, because for a high heel foot, the location of the ankle joint is far away from the ground. Moving the foot sideways will look like a broken leg. That's why I add an extra joint in a lower position. Let's try the pose again. It looks much better now. Back to my custom parts. In order to avoid the broken leg effect, I have designed two separate movable parts for the toe and the heel. They can move sideways and therefore there is no need to blend the original ankle joint. Now let me show you the components of the foot assembly. The foot is basically separated into 5 sections, including the joint, the upper armor, the front part of the palm, the heel, and finally the high heel assembly. There are several joints within the assembly, including the ball end on the top, the original polycap in the middle, which allow movement in several directions. For the non-high heel version, the foot palm can moving up and downward. And finally, the toe and the heel can be moved sideways. Other than the joints, these components are supposed to be glued together. Now let's check the printout. The overall shape of the printout is good, thanks to the digital platform, which has faithfully presented a realistic 3D view of the model. But as mentioned in the previous video for the Beyond Global Gundam, the ability of FDM 3D printer is not good for 1/44 scale Gunpla. All surfaces are rough, although I have already done some basic polishing. And polishing is not an easy task because the material is quite resistant against sandpaper or even a metal filer. And the elephant foot effect is still very serious. For the upper armor, it is an one-piece design and I print in this way. I mean, this side is facing down on the print bed and the undersurface around this area is a mess. To conclude, the design of the foot consists too many tiny surfaces. The outcome is not looking good. I think I need to adjust the design and of course, I will continue the works for the other parts. That is the end of this episode. If you like this video, please subscribe, share it and hit the like button. Really appreciate your support. Stay tuned and bye bye.